Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to come join the family. Let's go. Alright, we back, y'all. We southbound 7764 down here in Charleston, West Virginia. Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. We'll go over here to Virginia, kick this load off. We got a 2 p.m. appointment. We're going to be there a little early. See what type of mood they in, see if they take it. And that's kind of what I'm going to get on today. So miles as far as taker work. Listen, I've been doing this for over 14 years, man. And my mentality and mindset always has been out here is to be as productive as you can on this road. And I'm going to tell you my reasoning. You can sit at the house. You go home and sit. If you're on this road, your goal is to make money, not hang out at the truck stop, not be in there playing video games. You know, man, you can do all that at home. You should be making money on this road. And if you're with a company that you on the road and you ain't making no money, ain't no miles, man, you might want to reevaluate that company. Because you got to watch it. The companies, when you got companies out here that'll pay you 60, 70 cents a mile, they won't give you no miles. There's companies out here that'll give you 50 cents a mile, they'll run you in the ground. You gotta find that happy medium in what works for you. But what I'm saying is just because a company throw $1 a mile at you, if they don't got a lot of miles, it's gonna equal out to all be the same. Yeah, it just ain't gonna work as much. But a lot of that has to come back to the type of driver you are. What type of driver are you? If you late, you don't ask for more, you just kind of nonchalant, you know, unfortunately, you just gonna get whatever. Especially if you're dealing with a customer that you have to be on time. Now, things happen where you're gonna be late. Loads come out late, trucks break down, people get tired, people get sick. That happens. Nobody's expecting anybody to be perfect. But if you constantly late for no reason, then you got a problem on your hand. And that problem is going to, equal out, so the company ain't going to really give you a lot of miles and a lot of good runs, because at the end of the day, they're going to be like, well, this person's always late. Why should we trust them? And that equals to your paycheck. If I'm on time and you late and they got one load there and they got to go and they got to be on time, who you think going to get the load? I'm going to get the load. And you're going to be sitting there waiting. So it's about being productive out here on this road and creating opportunities for yourself. Because through hard work, dedication, and just your overall performance, that's going to open doors for you to maybe work harder than the next man. Yeah, you may have to work harder to get those miles, but if they there, take it. Don't kill yourself. Don't run yourself in the ground. Don't overexert yourself. Listen to your body. That's another video we gonna hit on. Is your health out here on the road? And I'm speaking firsthand. My health has went downhill since doing this job because I didn't take my health serious. Now I'm paying for it. We'll talk about that in another video though. But when it comes to this work and this topic ain't even particular to taker work. It's all across the board. You go in there, you do a good job, be nice to the customers, give a good service, and I promise you the company gonna notice that. It's gonna open doors for you. You may have to call the company up and say, hey, let's run, I wanna run. Let's step it up a notch, you know? They might be like, okay. But when you call them and say, let's run, let's step it up a notch, you better be ready to step it up a notch. When they come with you with the grind and you with the nitty gritty and you in the trenches of it, and you can't get in there and panic, man. You can't get in there and fold, because as soon as you fold, they gonna be like, well, man, we gave you the work, and then you couldn't even handle it. Okay, we gotta back off a little bit. And that's no fault to them, because at the end of the day, they got to keep their customer happy. Now, as far as tanker, this ain't some stuff you can just sit on the dock and reschedule. That stuff got to go. And you're dealing with some of these customers that only get enough for what they need at that moment. So when they bring in a shipment in, they need it. They can't afford to not have it. Now, unfortunately, with this milk, you're going to get time, especially this time of year, we're in the flush. It's more milk than what the cows is making more milk right now than what they know what to do with. And the weather fluctuating the way it is, it's not getting really hot. It is still getting kind of cold at night. I was in Pennsylvania, I delivered in Buffalo Saturday morning. It was snowing up in Pennsylvania. That type of weather, the flush is going to just linger and linger and linger, because it's never going to get hot enough. I don't want to say never, but it's going to take a while for it to get hot enough to where that 90-degree day is when it'll drop off. That's not looking like no time soon. It's so wet and rainy, and the temperature is where it's at now, man, that grass is just going to grow and grow and grow. Them cows are just going to eat and eat and eat, and they're going to make milk all day long at night, and it's going to be like this. This flush might extend a little longer than what's normal because it ain't getting hot. It should go up into June, yeah, but this weather has been kind of tricky this year. But you should be that should be your goal, is to maximize your hours, maximize what you can do. I was always the driver that I was always trying to pick up early, deliver early. If I could get picked up early, okay, cool. I let my dispatcher know I'm gonna get loaded. They're gonna load me early. Cool. I'm gonna try to get it off early. I've always communicated that. And then once I talk to the customer, or I go in and see, I'm like, yeah, okay, y'all talk to the customer. They tell me, boom, bam, come in early. I can be here the night before. They're gonna load me. That way, your dispatcher know, okay, we clicking. I need to start looking for a load earlier than what I was thinking. Communication is the key in all this. Communicate what you're doing, and then they gonna start looking like, oh yeah, man, Sermel a grinder. Man, look, y'all, he early. I remember back when I was running for Goodyear, we was running dedicated for Goodyear. I had came in off my route, and somebody called off on the route. So my boss was like, hey man, go ahead and go home, and then you can take this tomorrow. It'll just be late. I'm like, that was the day it was supposed to go out. I'm like, I got hours. I'll leave with it now. All right, bet. So I'm going kicking it out. My coworker was like, man, they was pulling you up on the screen. Like, hey, man, look where Sermel at, man. So I helped the customer. I helped the company. I helped myself by making more money. And then now they see that, and they like, oh, we're going to throw Sermel a bone, man. Okay, when that good run come up, hey, y'all, Sermel empty. Remember, Sermel looked out for us, so we was in a pinch. He was in a bind. He bailed us out. Throw that good load to Sermel. Or we got a customer that's kind of tricky. Loads can't be late. All right, well, listen. Load can't be late. We got to get it on somebody who ain't going to be late. We know for sure. We can count on. Who available? Oh, you got Sermel. You got, such and such. And put it on Sermel. He got it. And at the end of the day, yeah, it gives you that responsibility, but it also opens up your paycheck. It opens up the potential of the money you can make, because you have made and proved that you are reliable and dependable. It's important out here. Some companies, some customers track a company's on-time percentage, and then when that company as a whole drops below, let's say they want you to be on time at 97% of the time. You drop below 97, they take the run away because they can't have it late. Then now as a company, you're suffering. Maybe because just one or two people were late because they didn't care. Maybe it was a legitimate reason. But if they don't care, the whole company suffers and they miss that load. And then that looks bad. Now ain't nobody making no money on that load. You'll see good loads come and go, and you're like, oh, hey, what happened to that load? We don't run it no more. Oh, man, we was late. So they took it from us. So if you want time, reliable, work ahead, take advantage of the opportunities you have in your hours of service, you can make endless amount of money, and then you can go home and relax. You could go home and chill. go here. They don't. They go somewhere else. It may be a longer run. It may be a shorter run. And more than times than not, it's going to be a shorter run, but it's still all equals out, because then they say, okay, man, you know what? All right, well, we know we got a crappy week, man, so we're going to make it up on the back end. We're going to see what happens this week. But if you're a driver that constantly complaining and they're unhappy and always going to the company with something, man, they just gonna, I'm being honest, they just gonna be looking at you like, you ain't never happy. Nothing's good enough. So you're gonna get the scraps. You're gonna get the stuff nobody wants and things. But if you don't complain, you don't really say a lot, when you do go to them with a problem, they gonna be more likely to listen, because they're gonna be like, man, this person don't ever even really say anything. So the fact that they coming to me with something, I know something really going on. So I need to really listen to them and see what the problem is. Because they normally generally a happy person. That's part of maximizing your potential out here and stuff like that. Because when things come up, your name will be thrown in the hat. You may not always get it, and that's fine. But just to have your name tossed around there when some stuff come up, and trust me, there's people at the company, they look at the drivers and say, okay, we got these 5 drivers we know we can count on, and then we got these 5 like we can't, which is nothing against them. I'm not talking down on them. It's nothing against them. It's just, hey, they're a little more relaxed, so, or they only like a certain amount of miles. And that's fine. They don't have to work hard, because their bills are where they need to be and all that. They got that set money they want to make, and that's cool. But then you got somebody like me, like I see you half-stepping, and I'm coming for it. I want yours and mine. So I've been successful as a truck driver. I have my days, though. Don't get it twisted. I've come on here and said it. I have my days where I'm having bad days, and I'm like, man, this road's starting to get to me. I deal with it in the moment. I have my couple, it may take 2-3 days, and I work through it and get out of it and whatnot. And we going and we still work, though. Don't get it twisted. Just because the bad day comes, we still get up out of bed and go to work. Don't get it twisted. We still come to work, man. But it's all about being a productive driver, and what type of driver do you want to be? You got to give and take a little. You're going to take a little bit from the company and give back. They going to give a little bit and you going to take. That's a relationship. It ain't always going to be 50-50. Somebody will have the upper hand at some point, whether it's you or the company. That happens. But it can't be constantly, it can't be lopsided the whole time. That's not how it works. That'll drain you. That'll wear you out mentally and physically. You can't always take from the company, and the company can't always take from you, because you got a life outside of trucking. If the company is constantly taking from you, it ain't gonna work, man. It'll run you in the ground. You'll go home and you'll sit there and you'll be like, man, what am I doing? But as long as you get where you need to go on time, be productive. Hey, what can I do more? I got hours available. You got something for me? Or I'll take this load, or you need help doing anything? I want to make more money. Then they gonna have that. They gonna have your dispatcher, load planner, whoever gonna have that in their mind. Oh damn. Okay. Shamel want more work, or Tom want more work, man, or whoever. They want more work. They want to have it. So that's the key out here. It is. I know. So that's what I want y'all to do, is be productive. What type of driver do you want to be? You want to maximize your earnings? You want to be middle of the road? Or you want to hang out and make 20, 30 stops a day, eat your hours up, and then sit back and wonder why you ain't making no money? You done killed your hours for the day. You can't get nowhere. You're constantly calling the company, rescheduling your pickups and deliveries and whatnot, and see that sign right there, right? 55, boy, you better back it down. And this curve right here, coming into the cash box. Listen, when it rains, they tear this wall up. You hear me? This wall done been fixed so many times. It's like a bowl down here at the bottom of this ramp. You can see it's tore up now, man. Once you're in it, you're in it. But when it rains, they need to build this road down, really. That way you have a little grip on it. People don't slow down and come into this curve and they lose control and they tear that wall up, man. But that's what I really want to leave everybody with today is what type of driver do you want to be? You know, you can't be stopping all the time, killing your clock, getting your loads rescheduled, you know, your deliveries rescheduled, and wondering why you ain't making no money. Well, that's why, because you're not maximizing your potential. So therefore, I gotta tighten my mount up. Let's shake you a little bit. Therefore, you're not maximizing your earnings. So I know the video's been kind of slow. We're gonna get back into a groove. We got some changes coming. We'll talk about it here within the next week or two. We'll do a little refresher on tankers and the surgeon and you know what to expect, things like that. Earnings. Somebody want to do a video on earnings. Can't really speak on the lease side of things, but we'll talk about that and whatnot. So we're gonna get into the mountains and all this good stuff. So as always, make sure you arrive to your pickup and your delivery on time and safely. That's the most important thing. Call your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Love on somebody today. But most importantly, be the reason somebody smiles today. The world needs it now more than ever. It's Trucking with Sir Mel, and I'm out. Peace.